This is Russ. Hey, I'm back out on the road again. It's gonna rain. It actually rained this morning, and so I figured I wasn't gonna go out at all. Nope, I'm out. But as I'm looking around, man, the skies look like it's gonna rain again. Feels like it's gonna rain again. If I'm lucky, I can get a small ride in before the rain happens on me and won't drench me. I've gone out a couple of times this year where I've said, well, yeah, I can beat the rain. Nope. Ended up raining on me. Yeah, a couple times actually. Let me adjust this camera here. I've been noticing that my camera seems angled a lot. You guys notice that? I'm sure you do. All right, sorry, I had to reach across. I gotta make sure this camera stays straight. Some reason when it's on my chest, it always tilts a little bit. Maybe it's just the way I wear it. I don't know. Probably it's the way I wear it. I think that's most likely the case. And so, yeah, you guys seem a little cockeyed sometimes. Anyway, I was reading some of the questions and comments from this last video that we did about why don't you try this bike and why don't you try that bike? Of course, a couple of you guys had to ask me why didn't I try this other bike. Yeah, like I said, I don't go begging for bikes. If they need my help, yeah, let's just turn. Let's take this thing. If they need my help, they'll contact me. And yeah, we're up to, what did I say, 89 bikes that has been rejected. Not rejected, but I didn't accept the offer for them asking me to help them out doing some videos. And some of them, some of them, it's pretty obvious they've never even seen the channel. I mean, based on the comments that they make, it's pretty generic, and you can kind of pretty much read between the lines that they've never even seen the channel. I actually love the ones that tell me that they see my channel and think that I could do a real good job for them, and then they tell me that yeah, our furniture line would be great for your channel. How does that work with e-bikes? Yeah, it makes no sense. I actually get a lot of that kind of requests. If you think I've turned down 89 bikes, and that's amazing, it's even more other things that I've turned down that's even more amazing. That is has nothing to do with e-bikes. If I had a second channel that all we did was review products that were not e-bikes, I'd have a lot of products to review. The only thing is that they send it to Russ's Right channel. So if you take it and you put it on another channel, I don't think they'd like that. Because you got to grow that channel before they give you things, right? So anyway, yeah, it's a daily thing. I get a lot of requests for people asking you to do stuff. I think they just look at it. If you have a YouTube channel and there's a certain amount of following, they start asking you to do reviews of things that even have nothing to do with what your channel's about. It's really weird. But you can get a lot of free stuff that way. I remember, when I was growing up, I remember when I was growing up, I remember seeing things where people would say, in comic books even, send away for this, you get free stuff. Do you guys remember that? You guys used to buy comic books when you were a kid? Maybe some of you still buy comic books. I don't know. I mean, comic books are a big thing now. But I remember, they say send 25 cents, and we'll give you a list of all the things that you can get for free by the mail. Do you guys remember that? There we go. Yeah. You always have to be a little careful with as you're passing dogs. So yeah, I remember, was it send 25 cents or send a postage stamp even, and we'll give you a list of 500 different places you can write off to and get free stuff. I remember doing that too. I remember as a kid, we'd send a request, please send us a free whatever, and they would. I mean, it's junky stuff, but still, you know, as a kid, you get something for free and correspondence, and somebody responds back to you and sends you something. That's kind of cool, right? I remember that. So what are we going to be doing today? Well, it's still kind of chilly, and like I said, I can't go too far because it's probably going to rain. I don't want to be caught somewhere really far away and then it rains on me and I got to ride all the way back into rain. That's not good. So we're just going to hang around the general area. Now somebody asked me, how do I keep, how do I, I don't know how he put it, something to the effect of, you know, it would be boring to him if he had to ride the same things over and over and over. And how do I do it? Because I mean, I do ride the same things over and over, and you guys even know it now. You know the path, you know the area because you've seen it so many times on my videos. How do I keep sane from all that? Well, I told him that, you know, like I said before, if it wasn't for you guys being with me on my rides, it would drive me nuts. I would be really bored. I mean, I have at least something to talk about with you guys. If I didn't have that, yeah, I think I would be kind of bored of riding the same things over and over. It's not the ride, actually. Like I said, it's more about the conversations with you guys. You know, I mean, I know that you aren't physically here, but I know you're there because I know the next day you guys will be watching it, and then I'll be hearing comments from you guys. That's what I look forward to. So you might not physically be here, but it does make a difference to me that you watch and then you contact me by the comments, and most often I do respond back. Sometimes I don't, you know. Sometimes I am a little busy, and then the best you'll get is a thumbs up or something like that. And even the thumbs up, you know, sometimes I try my best to go in there and put a thumbs up so you can see it was actually me. Otherwise, you might just see a thumbs up on your comment, and it could be a generic thumbs up, but it's probably me, right? Because it takes longer to get in to the comment and actually put a reply as me, so it's faster to just hit the thumbs up button. That's generic that anyone could hit. And some of you also mentioned too that, you know, you may have made a comment and I didn't comment back. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't comment back to every single one of them. And sometimes too, the comment may come in from you, but I may not see it, and then it gets pushed way down in the list of all the other comments that kind of covered over it already, and I haven't had a chance to see it at all. So sorry about that too. But as the channel grows, of course, there's more interaction with other people, and there's only so much I can respond to. So I apologize if I didn't get to yours or something. So, all right. So what else has been happening? Oh, what bike am I riding here? Yeah, it's a yellow bike. As now when I say it's a yellow bike, now you're wondering which one. Yeah, we got two of them. This one is the Magicycle Deer Step Through 20. Yeah. Oh, let me address another thing. I've had a couple people ask me recently because they're interested in getting either getting the Deer or getting either a 20-inch or a 26-inch bike from another brand. Okay, let's talk about the 20-inch to 26-inch bike options, because I think both guys who were interested in it were thinking of buying the 20, but they wanted to find out, is there any advantage to the 26-inch? That's actually a good question, really. I started out with the 26-inch wheel bikes. I had the Rad Rover 5 was my very first bike, and then the second bike I got was the Magicycle, what do they call that thing now? See, there's the memory again. Give it a second, it's going to kick in, I'm telling you. Magicycle Cruiser. See, there you go. See, this is what happened. It just takes a while. That was the second bike. That was a 26-inch bike. And then I think the third bike was the KBO Breeze. See, like takes a while. It doesn't come out right away. And that was like a 27-inch thinner tire bike, right? And then eventually, I think the next bike was the Engwe EP2 Pro. Look how fast that one came out. And that was a 20-inch folding bike. Yeah, so So that's some history of some of the bikes that have come in over time. So is there an advantage to the 26? Well, I'll tell you, the 26-inch bike feels like it fits me well. Although I kind of think now that maybe a 24-inch would be better. But the 26-inch fits me well because I'm 5'10". I'm a guy that weighs 260 plus pounds. And so when I'm riding something like this bike here, 20-inch Deer, it feels like it's a smaller bike, but they are more nimble. I could make quick maneuvers like this, as you see here. I could maneuver this bike quicker and easier and probably safer than I can on the 26-inch bike. All right. So why do I like the 26-inch wheel bike so much more? It's because if the frame-wise and tire-wise, it fits my physical size. So I prefer my larger bikes over these smaller bikes, but I like taking these bikes on like trails or something that I might end up on some gravel or something like that and have to be a little more nimble. I kind of prefer the smaller ones. I like taking the 20-inch bike, the Jaguar Rundy. All right, we're gonna let this car go by. I'm gonna go down the other side of the path here. Just gotta let him go past here, and then we can make our move. So I like taking that out whenever we go places where I have to put the bike on the car and drive somewhere and then go out. I will typically want to take a 20-inch bike, and that's not because I'm sticking it in the car, because we do have a rear rack that goes on the car now. We had a bike rack given to us by Magicycle and also another one from KBO. They're basically the identical racks. So we still put those on there because they're lighter in weight, they're easier to move around and set up and tear down. So there's an advantage for the 20-inch that way. But is there a clear advantage for the 26? And yeah, probably not. Yeah, and the more I thought about it, I said probably not. And I told those guys that I prefer the 26, but is there a clear advantage? And yeah, probably not. Yeah, it's not like the 20-inch bikes can't do what the 26 inches do. It's just that it does seem smaller. So when people see you on it, they go, "Oh, it's kind of a big guy on a small little bike," you know. But if you can get over that, there is no clear advantage that I can think of really that would say, yeah, you would be better with this bike. I think maybe, okay, let's say if you were going over grass and other things like that, maybe having that bigger tire might be nicer. I mean, but does that really happen that often? And the answer is no. I mean, based on what I ride on these paths, and I ride on streets that are paved. Yeah, there's no real advantage that way. I mean, some people even said to me that, you know, why are you always using these 4-inch fat tires? You should be using the thin tires. You know, you're on the pavement. Yeah, you got a point, but I like my fat tires. Is there any logical thing for that either? No, not really. I just like it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that if you just happen to like it, right? I mean, there's more rolling resistance. You probably get more range if you had a thinner walled tire. That's true. Yeah, but I like it. I mean, how do you explain something that you just happen to like? I mean, you can't. It's just that's what it is, right? So, so no, get whatever you feel that you think you will like. That's all. And I know it's tough for you guys to make that decision on a very first bike because you don't have a reference point. You haven't had, you know, multiple bikes to try from the different sizes to come up with a conclusion. So you look at guys like me who have done a couple of bikes and you know, is there anything that I could say that makes it that much better one way or the other? And the answer is no. Really, no, there isn't. No logical reasoning other than the fact you like a bigger bike or you like a smaller bike. I just happen to like the bigger bikes. But if I had to make quick maneuvers or okay, give you an example. You know, we did that bike to drive thing with a whole bunch of people on the bike path, or well, in that case on the street, right? Whole bunch of people in the way. You had to move around easily and stuff. Yeah, I think having this Deer, because I brought this bike with me. Mrs. Wright and daughter Wright both had 20-inch Jaguar Rundies that they were running. that was the better bike to take, in my opinion. I mean, Mrs. Wright was thinking she wanted to take the Pedigo, right? Which is like a 27-inch wheel bike, something like that. She wanted to take a bigger bike, and I told her I don't think that's a good move. I think, you know, to be nimble and to be able to move around people and stuff like that, I think it would be easier to move around the Jaguar Rundy than it would be something that's a bigger bike like that. Of course, we eventually ended up with more space between people. When you first start out, there's a whole bunch of people all crammed together. Then it spaces out, right? So I guess she could have done it, but no, I personally still, I'm still glad I took this 20-inch bike. If we were to do it again, I'd take another 20-inch bike. It's just the way I would do it. Out in the open road by itself, yeah, give me the 26. Yeah, I'm not so critical that I have to be as nimble then, right? Well, I think somebody else asked about leaves on the paths too. You know, is it more dangerous? Yeah, you could slip out from under it. If you have a whole bunch of leaves down there, it gets slippery. So be careful. Somebody else mentioned too that you should be careful that there could be things underneath those leaves that you don't know about. You know, broken glass, whatever, who knows. Yeah, that's true too. A clear open path is better than one covered with a lot of leaves. But we're at the point now that leaves are starting to fall, and you'll have to deal with it. That's all. If you're out bike riding and there's leaves, you have to deal with it. I remember maybe it was last year. I'm not sure. I was out, and I think it was maybe it was the year before. I can't remember. I was out and I thought all the snow was off of the ground, but there was an area that there was still snow. I had no choice. I had to go through it because to get where I wanted to go, you've got to go through it. So yeah, it was a little sketchy riding over that. I still had the Rad Rover, I think at that time, the Rad Rover 5, and yeah, I could feel a little slippage here and there. So yeah, I don't do snow. I'll just let you know. Some of you asked me maybe try out some of these tires on snow. Well, no, I don't do it because it's a little risky, and you know, with my replaced knee, I don't take that gamble. I mean, if you knew the amount of pain I went through in those 2 years of my knee replacement, I don't want to go through that again. So I don't risk damaging my knee. I don't risk a fall. You know, as much as you guys would like to see me do it, yeah, I'm not going to do it. Russ is right, but Russ is not dumb either. I'm not doing it. I don't do stuff just for views, okay? I value my life. I don't take those kind of gambles. So yeah, you won't be seeing me during the winter months doing stuff. So yeah, we're gonna be doing some green screen videos soon. I thought for sure today I was gonna do it because I thought, you know, hey, it's raining, so we're not gonna go out. But yeah, it wasn't raining at the time, so I said, okay, let's go out, and we'll keep going out until we can't. So yeah, you can see it on the road. You know, we're dodging some puddles every now and then, and it is still a little bit wet. I mean, if it was during the summertime and it rained, all of this would have it would have burned off. I call it. It would have evaporated because of the heat. But you know, it's cold out here. Nothing's evaporating, so you can see it all on the ground. And even small little puddles like this, you know, will splatter up your body if you don't have fenders on. But luckily, there's fenders on this bike. Most of my bikes have fenders, but not all. Like the Engwe, the new X24 does not have a front fender. The rear doesn't have a fender either, but because of that rear seat it has there, that kind of acts like a fender. But the front doesn't have one. Now you could always buy something and put it on. It's not like you can't do that. For fronts, it's kind of tougher with the back because the back has to have things set up where you can attach to. But the front usually, you know, where you would put maybe your, not all bikes, but let me say in general, where you would put like a front headlight, You might be able to attach the front part of the fender to that, and then the two wire things that stick out that attach to the front forks. Usually, if it's not attached by screws, sometimes they have things that will wrap around the front fork, and then you attach it that way. So you just have to kind of look to see what's out there for third-party front fenders. Rear fenders, I don't know. That's another story. You might have a problem with that one. But yeah, I don't like being splattered up if there's no fenders. Yeah, nice easy ride today. We're not going fast. We're just taking our time. All right, let's see. We'll take the street. Take the street, yeah. Taking a right. Put the hand out there. Get the hand signal going. Yeah, if you take a look at like this road here, look at all the patch job they have going on it. Those are all the little cracks that happened in the road, and then they put a little bit of tar or something on it. Look how many lines there are. That tells you how bad the roads can get out here. I think what happens is during the winter months, you know, rain, ice, whatever gets underneath and starts cracking things. Plus, you know, sometimes they salt the roads for better traction for the cars. That kind of eats into things too. So this is why in Chicago we're notorious for having potholes, cracked roads, patched up roads. Yeah, you got to be careful. You got to look out for that stuff too when you're riding. You don't want to fall into something, you know. And too during the summer months, you know, sometimes they put these patch things in. They start coming up. They unroll themselves or something, and then they stick up. Yeah, you got to be careful. I mean, they paint it on, but I don't know. Just you don't get your bike caught in it. You can see some of them too. You can see it's the little patch job is kind of beaten up. I mean, but on just such a small patch of road, how much has been patched over? It's like you almost look at all this stuff and go, why don't they just rip it out and start fresh? Yeah, it makes you wonder sometimes, huh? I mean, look at it. It's just a lot. Well, I guess it costs more money to rip it out and put a new one in than it is to patch it up. It's always the reason why they don't do things. It costs too much. Taxpayers don't want to pay for every little thing that they got to fix. So, all right. What was the weather when I left today? It was in the upper 50s. Somebody said, hey, you should try going out when it's really cold out. And then a response came back from one of you guys saying, well, no, he would need a full face mask because the wind blowing up against you, you know, it would freeze his eyes. Yeah, frozen eyes don't look good. See what I did with that? Little play on words. Look, eyes, get it? No, that's the typical Russ is right humor. Gotta laugh at everything. Laugh at everything, and then people criticize me for laughing at everything, chuckling at everything. Hey, either have fun with what you do or just be serious and never have fun. I think I'd rather have fun at what I do. Laugh at everything. All right. Are we still straight? I can't tell. I think, you know, I'm tugging at this this chest mount, trying to pull it up. I'm not used to having something strapped to my chest. Okay. So I don't know how it feels on a normal basis, except for when I take a ride. So I think it should be straight. We'll see. I don't know. And like I said before too, I can't see what this thing's recording. You know, there is a screen in the back of a GoPro, but it's against your chest. So how are you gonna see anything? So I don't know it until it's on my computer and I'm doing the edits. That's the only time I get to see how this thing looks like. So I have no idea how good or how bad something will come out. You have to trust that it will come out well. That's all. All right, I'm down to 23% on the battery. I think I'm gonna call it a day. I started out with a small battery, anyways, and not small, but. In the sense of I didn't have it charged up fully. I wasn't going to take this bike out, but I didn't have a lot of bikes charged up because like I said, I've been riding them and then just not charging them until next time. And I wasn't thinking of going out. So at the last minute, I decided to go out, and so I said, "Well, what's charged up? Nothing. Nothing's charged up." So I just said, "I'll just grab this bike, I'll run it down, and then I'll just charge it up when I get home." So I knew we weren't going to go too far anyway, so I said, why not? Let's just take it and go. So just got to keep an eye. I just got to keep an eye on the battery to make sure that that I don't run out of battery power before I get home. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching today and keeping me company. Like I said, if it wasn't for you guys with me, it would be kind of a boring ride, I think, for me. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys next time. Oh, wait, before I let you go, here, I've been wanting to show you guys this one. All right, I'm gonna angle the camera for you. It's a bonus if you're still here with us. See, this is one that has a whole bunch of stuff, and they got plastic over the. Maybe it's not plastic. Maybe it's fake cobwebs over their heads. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is plastic because it's raining. Maybe they don't want to get it all wet. All right, I'll talk to you guys next time.